There is a scar that runs down the face of Isaiah, splitting it in two. That was the opening line of your book. Do you remember the first time we got drunk together, Danny? You told me you'd spent your whole life trying to get away from Isaiah. I thought you were talking about an ex, and I guess in a way you were. I can see the mountains through the fog now, just ahead of me. I've never seen the mountains before. I've heard they're supposed to make you feel small, but mostly I feel claustrophobic. Directly through them is the only way in or out of town other than the port. The drive-in is exactly as you described it. It's like I've been here before. Train tracks running alongside the road, a tall wall running throughout their length down towards the forested mountains. Well, it's almost exactly like you described it. You didn't tell me how bad it was. When the storm came and the floodwaters hit your hometown, we sat at your apartment and watched the news helplessly together. But there wasn't any news. No reporters came down here for special interest pieces. The papers only ran a single photo, taken from a charter plane. The flood had bisected the town. The people on the west side of the tracks were cradled by the mountains and the wall and their wealth. But the right side of Isaiah's face was now carved up and unrecognizable, covered in mud and fallen trees. 3 days after the flood, they found your parents. Well, their bodies. I was sitting beside you on your bed. You were packing your bags to come here, and you said, "I guess I really am from the wrong side of the tracks after all." And you laughed in a way that scared me. I brought your bags down to the car, and I offered again to come with you. And I shouldn't have felt relieved when you said no. I didn't want to go to Isaiah. I can see the welcome sign now. Blue and white, broken in parts and slanted. Somebody has scratched out the population. When you said you were naming your book The Curse of Isaiah, I said it sounded a bit dramatic. I was wrong. It was a lot dramatic. But seeing it now, I think you were underselling it. There's something unnerving about this place. Halfway through the mountains, the radio begins to crackle with static, and it startles me. A shock jock is cutting in and out. He's talking about the end of the world. It's in a few weeks. Apparently at midnight on New Year's, all the computers are going to crash. They're calling it Y2K. And since I'm driving across the country in a shitbox car I just bought and can't afford, I'm almost praying for an apocalypse. Or at the very least, the computers with my credit card balance to short circuit. I wish I could talk to you. The thought comes out of nowhere and surprises me. Well, not out of nowhere. It's always here. This revolting grief. It's the biggest part of me. They say it's like a hole that's left in you, but it's not. It's a boulder. It weighs more than I can carry, and every day that I don't break under it feels like borrowed time. I think my life might be ruined, or it's in ruins. Either way, it's because of you. Because you killed yourself. Just like the others. 3 suicides in 3 months, including yours. At least they all left notes. You just left. The media didn't care about the flood, the homes lost, or the ruined families that washed up on the shore. But the suicides? That got their attention. The mayor even held a press conference and assured everyone that these deaths were unrelated. I called the Isaiah Sheriff's office the day after you died using the name of a deputy from the closest town. I asked if we had anything to worry about out here, and he said no. They were sure the person responsible for these deaths lived in Isaiah. The person responsible. Did somebody do this to you, Danny? I take a turn past the library, and I can see the church coming up behind it. They're carrying you in. I'm not just here to bury you, Danny. I'm here to find out what happened to you. what happened to all of you. They say Isaiah is cursed. I don't really buy into that. But none of this feels like a coincidence. Somebody in Isaiah is responsible for this. And I'm going to find out who.